You get an accounting degree in 2 years.
Yeah.
Then go to Vanderbilt for law school.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know people that went to Vanderbilt. They're usually extremely rich or extremely intelligent. And I sit here and I go, the first question I ask myself is his intelligence just off the charts? And so, like, were you ever diagnosed as like, you know, an super intelligent guy? So what's going on up there?
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I always tell people, like, you know, I really don't know that much. And I'm really not that smart. And it kind of depends on how you define or judge intelligence.
Sure.
So, like, for me, like, you know, I was a good athlete. It's kind of hard to probably believe now, but I was a really great athlete in a small school because you know Vanderbilt. We talked about it.
Small 1A or 2A, yeah.
Right? I mean, like, we played these schools that had people that played offense and defense. We played everything, right?
Everybody,
you were returning punts.
Exactly.
You were on.
And you saw him 2 months later playing basketball.
Exactly.
It's the same
so
kids.
You did everything. So I was a really good athlete, but I was also, I think, smart enough and just street smarts, if you will, to kind of get by. So I kind of went through school without learning a whole lot. I made it through law school without actually ever reading a book. I mean, I think that's like a miracle record. So when you ask me about knowledge, like, I don't know things. Like, I don't know history. I don't have a lot of knowledge in terms of things and events, but I've always been really, really, really good at figuring things out, which the reason that translates into how do you get into Vanderbilt Law School is because I've always been a good test taker because I know how to figure out the test. So I did really well on the LSAT.
Did you study for the LSAT?
I studied the test. See, the thing about an LSAT is it's not a knowledge test. It's a testing test. Like, there's not knowledge. You can't learn the material.
You can't study it.
Exactly. It's all about how do you think. Well, I'm a really good thinker. Like, I would have done really poorly if it would have been a history test. I would have probably failed, to be honest with you. But it was a thinking test. And to a large degree, college, because I have an accounting degree, was somewhat the same thing. Like, numbers have always made sense because they're kind of like a puzzle. They're not a knowledge thing.
Why accounting?
You know, I think accounting because I didn't really have a plan in life, to be honest with you.
Okay.
You know, after the military and the Air Force and I went back to school, it's just, to me, that felt like the best opportunity to get a job in the future. You know, I really wasn't thinking about something I liked necessarily. I was very much about how do I actually do something that makes money in the future.
How did you do college in 2 years?
Well, that's the whole reason I chose UAB, to be honest with you, because UAB, most people don't know this, but it does semester hours on a quarter system.
It did back then.
It did back then.
Because my first 2 years, we were on quarters.
There you go. So they did semester hours on a quarter system, and they run mini terms and summer
They
terms.
did.
So I could get a
Maymesters.
Exactly. And I did every one of those, and I got a exemption from the dean to take 15 hours every quarter. So I was getting 15 semester hours per quarter and doing mini terms and summer terms. So that's how I was able to do it.
That makes sense.